There we go. Alrighty then. Let's continue this. Finished quite a lot of it, but now I believe I'll start actually working on the cup. I'll start working on the cup. There we go. Today we won't be doing anything to this donut actually. Where's my plane? There it is. So apparently today I'm going to start working on a coffee cup. Since this donut has loose shapes and bumps and stuff, a glass is more of a precise little thing. Okay, so it seems I have to go and find a reference image for a coffee cup. Coffee cup. No. What coffee cup is it? Ooh, I really like these coffee cups. Like that's more my style of coffee cup. It's a sales page, but I guess I can save the image nonetheless. I'll save it in my picture folder. There we go. And then let me continue. Shift A. Reference image. You. Uncheck align to view. There we go. So basically what I did was because this image is technically seen as an object that's inside of Blender, I pressed R, which means rotate, and then I pressed X to rotate it around the X axis. and then I also held in Control to allow me to snap it to 5-degree increments to get it to be perfectly 90. Even though I could have also just typed in 90 and it would have also done the same thing. But I'm telling myself this so I can learn this. And then I'll also scale this image by pressing S and making it smaller. Like, I'm not sure I want that coffee cup as big as this one, but I'll make it a little bit smaller still. Like, that's about right, right? Maybe a little bit bigger than that. Okay. Gonna hide my little donut, and I'm gonna hide my sprinkles. And my image is also in my sprinkles folder. So I'm going to make a new collection. I'm gonna call this collection coffee cup, and I'm going to move my image into this collection. There we go. And then I want to move this image to be on the plane, on the actual plane. So I'm going to grab it, bring it down, kind of like so. Keep selecting my plane. There we go. This will be the coffee cup I use to model, I guess. And then I'm going to press Shift A to add in a new object. And I'm going to add in a cylinder. Oh, way too big. Oh, damn it. I made a mistake. So I kind of press the button. Shift A, mesh cylinder. Bring down the radius about so. Bring down the depth like so. And I'm going to grab it and put it next to my cup. There we go. I guess it's better than nothing. It's definitely not perfect, but it's okay for now. Okay, so I'm gonna have to resize this thing. I guess rotate. S to resize it a little bit, like so. I want to grab it and bring it down a little bit. So, and then this one. So I can hit Shift Z. Oh shit. What did I do? No, 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 no. Shift Z again. Okay. Click on this thing. I want to rescale it. Shift Z. Hold down Z. Wireframe. Okay, so now I want to get this cylinder. I want to actually, that's what I want to do. There we go. I want to grab it and move it to the top here. And then I want to scale it. So S for scale and then Shift Z to scale it in only that axis. There we go. That looks good to me. So I'm gonna go to edit mode by pressing tab. So I can also Alt left click. And then I'm gonna S and scale it in. So I can add in more edge loops by pressing Control and R. So now I have an edge loop that where I can scale where I want this edge loop. And Shift R to add another one. That Shift R. Well, Control R. Click, and I'm gonna put it here. So what we're trying to do right now is add more vertices, like where the handle of the cup actually meets. I'm actually going to add one more, Control R, and I'm gonna add it right here. And then I'm going to scale this one in just a little bit, like so. Okay, and now if I take solid view, that's where that's where my cup is so far. Cool. So in edit mode, I'm gonna hit Alt select. There we go. So Alt and left click to select this top face. I'm gonna hit X and then I'm going to remove one of its faces. X is delete. There we go. Now it's empty. So let me just actually tell myself again what I just did. Because this is a cup, I want to actually have it empty. So I pressed X, which is my delete key, and then I selected the stop face and I deleted this face off of my object. So I'm going to go, I'm going to go to this modifier, and then there is a solidify modifier that makes my thing a little bit thicker. There we go. And I don't want it to be quite that. Actually, I'll have to be a little bit more precise here. Let's go 0.02. You see, that's about what I expect of a cup. Like, I don't think a glass cup will be any thicker than that. But maybe just a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Now, I'm kind of happy with where it is. So, okay. Let me just, I knew what I did, and I'm following a class, and he told me, or he just showed me how to do the thing I did before. But let me just tell myself what I did. So basically, I had all of these faces, and I had this entire object selected. And what I wanted to do is make these faces a little bit thicker. And the way you can make faces thicker is by using the solidify modifier. And that basically just adds thickness to all of the faces you have selected. And then you can adjust the thickness of those faces afterwards. So if I right click this thing, okay, so if I go back to object mode and I select this object, I go to Sage Smooth, it smooths out my coffee cup. That. Nice. So I'm going to go and add a subdivision subsurface modifier, which is going to just add more information onto my cup. Look at that. Like, that looks significantly better. Look, let me show you. Control Z before. That's what it looks like. And then I add a subdivision subsurface modifier, And that basically means that it adds more vertices. So let me actually go to object mode. No, it doesn't. Wireframe, also not there. So it doesn't actually add, so as soon as I actually apply it, I think it will apply all of the extra information I just gave it. But for now, it was pretty good. Hmm. So I'm going to add another loop cut to this thing by pressing Control R, and then I can pick at what vertex I want to use it. So I'm going to add one here. And then the reason I'm doing this is because my cup is a little bit too almost sharp, too like thin at the top of it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm adding another loop here to actually give it a little bit more information to work with, like that. Look at that. I'm gonna quickly hide my plane. There's a little bit of some information here. Also gonna hide my picture. So I'm going to go into my thing, edit mode still, and then I'm gonna select this face and hit I. No, object mode, also no. On this axis, just give me a second. So I'm gonna press Alt and left click, and Alt left click is how I select this entire face. Alt left click to select the face. Alt left click to select the face. Alt left click. Alt left click. Alt left click to select the face. So I'm going to hit I, and I'm going to do that. So now in object mode, wow, it looks a lot smoother. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better. Do it again, and then, oh, Okay. So let me try and recap what it is I did today. I pressed Shift A, so I should go in object mode. Shift A in object mode to image to reference. I added a reference image, which was the cup that I wanted to draw. Then, after adding in my reference image, I Shift A, added a mesh, and I added a cylinder. After I added my cylinder, I scaled it to this size. Then I selected my bottom ones. I pressed R again, and I scaled it down to have this tapered look. After that, I had my faces. Then I went to my modifiers. I added a solidify modifier, and I adjusted the thickness of the faces, which got me to this look. After that, I felt like my rim was a little bit too thin, so I added another loop cut, which you do by pressing Control R. Yeah. So let me go back tab. I can press Alt click to select this, and then I can go Shift R, no, Control R, yeah, Control R to add a loop cut. And then after adding a loop cut here at the top, it had a little bit more information to work with, and it thickened up this base. But at the bottom of my cup, it had some artifacting where it was pulling my mesh together and it made some lines. So I added these circles at the bottom of it to give it more information to work with. And I did that by pressing Alt A to Alt left click to select the face, and then I pressed I to add another circle here. There we go. Now I want to add my little my handle. All right, so let me bring back my image so I can see that. So in top-down view mode, I want to rotate. So right now I have a vertex on top of my reference image, and I want to have this image in the middle of one of these. So in edit mode, I'm gonna actually go Alt select this entire little face. And then I want to rotate it until it is, let me get a better top-down view again. Okay, now rotate it. I rotate by pressing R, by the way, just for my own information as well. Just like that. Press, oh no, look at this. What have I done? That's exactly not what I wanted to do. Okay, I think I have to select everything. Okay, so let me put on X-ray mode as well, so I can see through this entire thing. Everything needs to be selected, like so. And now I want to have a proper top-down views by pressing 7. Then now if I press R, I can rotate the entire mesh, like so. I feel like that's perfect. If I hold in control, it snaps to the faces. There we go. Okay. I also want to adjust this thing just a little bit because I feel like, oh, that's just my camera lines. Okay, yeah, then it doesn't really matter that much, does it? Actually, this is my face, so I do want to adjust this a little. Why can I not see my dot? Maybe if I try again. No, doesn't seem to work like that. But I do actually, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rotate this. I'm gonna hold an R so I can snap it to this. Then I'm going to move this entire thing by by pressing G, moving it up a little bit, like so. Then selecting it again, rotating it again, and look at that. Now it is actually on this face line. It's completely centered right in the middle of it. And then what I can also do, again, is I can press R to rotate, hold in control, and then I can have it perfectly aligned with my face or with my reference image. Okay, so first thing I want to do, I'm going to be extruding my cup out like this to form this handle, but I don't want to do it before I actually apply my solidify modifier, because if I did, I would actually have a hole running throughout this entire thing, and this thing is obviously solid glass. So I'm gonna go here. Wait a second, maybe I should be in object mode. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna apply. So now the solidify modifier that I used to actually thicken up these faces has now been applied to my mesh. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna select this face. Select, wait a second. Wait a second. I think it changed where my lines fall actually. So I think it did, yeah. I'm gonna go back to, oh, no. There they are. So that's kind of curious. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what these lines are because I'm not the one that added them. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's what I want. Hmm. So I want to select only the face now. So Alt, Control. Hmm. Select face. How do I select faces? He says he selects the face select mode. Okay. So here there's a face select mode. You see, I have to select this little block to have it and highlight my entire face. Look at that. Okay. So now I have to do a little bit more work. I'm gonna go back to edit mode. I'm gonna go back to, uh, I guess I don't have to do it like that, but I'm going to press, while I am, actually I have to go back to this as well. I'm gonna select, do I press Control R to add a new ring? And then I'm gonna add a new ring to here. I think I have to add it here. Maybe in the middle here, actually. Because now I have this face that kind of comes all the way to here and then it touches there. So I have to actually compensate for that. So now I'm gonna go back to my face select mode. I'm gonna select this face, and if I press 1, I go to front view mode, and if I press E, I'm gonna start extruding that handle. Okay. So I'm gonna just have to copy the reference as best I can. So it kind of ends about there. Yo, now how do I continue? Maybe I have to add more vertices. And then I'm gonna hit E again, and I can extrude it from there as well. But that is not what I want to do. I don't think so. Okay, so E and then R to rotate. E again to extrude. R to rotate. Okay. Let me get back a little bit. So what I'm trying to do now is match this shape as close as I can to the glass I have. So I'm gonna extrude. Okay, look at that. You see, that is not what I want. I don't want that happening. So let me extrude. Okay. That's also not what I want. Uh, Maybe I think I need more information. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to this mode and I'm gonna press Control R to add more loops. And I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna add a loop. So right about there and Control R right about there, Control R right about, oh, wait a second. Control Z again. Control R to add a loop, and I want it right about there again. And then another one actually, and I want it about there. Okay, so now I go back to face select mode and select this face. I'm gonna extrude it a little bit, and I'm gonna hit R. Okay, no. I extrude it first. I'm gonna click it again, extrude it. Oh no, control that. I need to go back. There we go. Control it. So extrude it, smidge it, then R. No, rotate it. Okay, no. That's definitely not what I want to do. Okay, so I feel like I'm getting somewhere. But now this one needs to be that also doesn't kind of work, does it? I would love for this one to flow into that one above. Just wait a second. Scoot down. But I don't exactly want to. And then I'm gonna rotate this a little bit like so. Ooh, that looks really bad, but let's learn. So there's this spin tool. Shift and right click. So let me redo what I've been doing. Huh. My 3D cursor is just kind of like chilling now. Okay, now I have it selected. So if I add more of what? Do not feel like this is doing anything. It's not. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna, how do I turn it off? Is my question. I wanna turn this 3D cursor, I wanna delete it actually. Delete, I wanna delete this thing. Delete it. Places. Grab this thing. Also can't grab it, it seems. Okay, let me go back just a little bit. Because I feel like this thing doesn't want to be deselected. Wait a second. Disable that actually. Okay, you see the thing is as well, I'm using a different cup than the guy is using in my instructions, so that's also actually making things a little bit harder than they need to be. So let me go from here. I'll just extrude it and do the work myself instead of. So let me extrude this face to there. Now I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why, but it's bothering me that this part. Look at that, like. You know what? I'm just going to add more faces. I'm gonna go, no, like this. Then I'm gonna go Control R. Then I'm gonna add another face in here, like so. And I'm gonna add another face, Control R, in here, like so. And then I'm gonna shift left click, no, alt click, and I'm gonna delete that vertice. Nope, not the vertice. Control Z. I'm gonna delete the edge, not the edge. I'm gonna delete the face, not the face. Let me undo that as well. I'm going to dissolve the vertice. Okay, definitely not that either. I'm going to dissolve the edge. There we go. What's happening here? Okay, no. Let me go back. I'm gonna have to go back and undo this nonsense first, I think. So I think this is going to be my problem now because it's not allowing me to undo this work now. So let me select control, select these faces, extrude them back. that gonna? No. Undo that as well. Man, why can't I undo this? Can't I unextrude it? Extrude faces, sage, smooth, split, dissolve faces, delete faces. None of that. Man, no, this is how we learn. This is exactly how we learn. Extrude this face out, but I want this thing to come with it. So if I select Control E and then extrude them together, they're also not really doing the thing I want them to do. Okay. So I understand that I need another face in between these two. So let's see if it's actually going to make a difference. If I add one, Control R, I'll add another face here, and I will then go to my face select. I'll select this face. I'll extrude it out as much as it needs to be. And then I'm going to rotate. Oh no. Not exactly what I want to do. I wonder if it's possible for me to make these things join. Extend faces, extrude faces, insert faces, poke faces. There is probably not probably, there's definitely a way to do this. I just do not know how to. You know what? For the time being, I'm just going to be working on the stuff I know how to do. So I'll extrude this here, I'll click and I'll rotate like that. Looks good. And then I'll do the same thing here. And what's going on? Oh, extruding the wrong face. Let me just undo that. Make sure I have the right face selected. And then I'm gonna extrude. Look at, like, what is this? How am I supposed to compensate for that? I didn't understand. But then I'll select this face again and I'll extrude it. Wait a second, why did it thicken it up so much? Okay. So let me just rotate this face. A little bit like that. Now, if I select this face and I extrude it, it's going to go directly upright. But if I do that and I can't rotate it anymore. Good. Let me do this. What is going on? Extrude, rotate. Really? Blender is confusing. I'm learning. I will learn how to use this software, even if it kills me. Which fortunately, like, I'm pretty sure the mortality rate of Blender is pretty low. Or is it not? Pretty low. Nobody is dying using Blender, fortunately. Oh, well, I might be wrong as well. Who knows? Why is it turning like that? Why is this the only axis I can rotate it in? Oh, okay. Maybe if I extrude this face up a little bit, like that. Okay, too much though, but extrude it a little bit like that. This looks very bad because this thing is twisted. Now it's straight again. Okay, select this face, extrude it up a little bit. Actually, straight like that. Rotate it. So, shouldn't be a flat face, but it is what it is now. So how do I add just a, can I say Control R here as well? Yeah, I can. So I'll do that, and then I'll have a new face to select, and you just go back to face select mode. There we go. I'll extrude this down. Rotate it a little bit. No, not like that. Rotate this face. Rotate that face. Rotate this face. No. Rotate this face. No. Rotate that face. You see, what I'm thinking of doing now is just like fudging it a little bit and not doing it perfectly. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's definitely not exactly what I wanted to do. Select that face. Bring this out a little bit again. Maybe if I try and resize it, still rotate like this. If I select just this face and try and resize it, resizes it like that. Okay. So what I'm trying to do right now is rotate this face in a little bit like that. But I'm not sure exactly how to do that. Maybe, okay, let me actually go X-frame mode and wireframe, then select all of these faces. So I'm not sure if that worked. And then I try and it kind of works. Like now, my mud is going to look a little bit crooked. It's not horribly so, I guess. Oh. Let's undo that extrusion as well. There we go. Game is hard, yeah. Game is pretty hard. So I won't give up until I have at least this thing finished. Let's see if I can get this done. Yeah, this plane start making it a lot easier. But I think I'll actually start by going and doing this now. I don't know why it's selecting so many planes at the same time, and I just want this single plane. There we go. And then I'll extrude this as well. I'll click, I'll rotate, I'll select this face. No, I'll extrude this as well. Can I rotate? This is painful. I really like this is killing me. Okay, extrude it like so. Extrude it again. You know, a little bit. There we go, extrude it again. This, then rotate it like so. Click it again. No, click it again. Extrude it again. Rotate it like that a little bit. Extrude it. No, no. So extrude it. I think my faces are also way too big on this one. Way too big. You know what? I really I hate everything I've done so far on this handle. No, oh, it kills me. I'll just start deleting this. Dissolve the faces. Delete vertices. Pain. Absolute pain and suffering. Like all of this is just pain. Oh, it hurts. It seems I've chosen a difficult handle to model. Faces and edges. There we go. Now if I go to solid view mode, it took away all of those shits, but it really did it horribly. I wish I saved before I started my handle because I can't go back any further than this for some reason. It's triggering me. And like this extrude function only works once, it seems as well. Subdivide, extrude faces, insert faces, both faces. Unsubdivide. Oh, that doesn't work either. Separate, dissolve faces. No. Delete faces. Also not what I want. Split the faces. Definitely not. You know what? I'm gonna take a little break. I'm getting frustrated, and when I get frustrated, I feel like I'm not learning anything. So yeah, there we go. For anybody that might have watched or might watch afterwards, I hope this was a little bit of a lesson in difficulties.